speaking of disappointing and older monolithic type companies, SAP has, and we don't want to spend a lot of time on this particular news, but yet another senior exec at SAP is out, although this time for a completely different reason, and that we know very little about. All we know is that he's bowed out over an incident at a company shindig, as they're calling it, at some kind of a party or a company event. And it was inappropriate behavior, but we don't know what it is. And it seems to be there's just been a lot of this sort of bad behavior by execs across the industry lately, and it's unfortunate. But I'm curious your take. You know, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this except for the fact that SAP had two senior execs
Yes.
leave, not
Mm-hmm.
under bad circumstances like this, but leave. So this is like almost a gutting of the executive team.
Right. The fact that their CTO, Juergen Mueller, ended up having some ethical incident, that's not the part I want to dig into here. Although, obviously, like, don't do reprehensible, unethical behavior on the job. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, please don't do that. Um, more important part that from a practical and work perspective right now is that it looks like Christian Klein, the SAP CEO, will be taking over a lot of the responsibilities that he had. Now, we talked just a few weeks ago about how their chief revenue officer had also left and their chief marketing officer was leaving. And this seems like a lot of responsibility for the CEO to be taking on all at once because SAP is not a small company. Each one of these roles is a very real role. The sales role is a big standalone role. The CTO role is a big standalone role. And you have to, SAP has always been good at understanding succession planning, but right now, this seems to be an exception. There don't seem to be those backups in place to pick up the pieces quickly right now. So if I were an SAP customer right now, I would be asking who's in charge and what's going to be happening with the roadmap for the foreseeable future with both the CTO and CRO roles currently in flux.
And it comes at, I think, a difficult time for them. While I do not by any stretch put them in the same category as like a Broadcom, they are an older technology company that, to their credit, have been trying to innovate, but to their detriment, have been struggling with it, have been struggling to really execute. And so I think that they were right in the enmeshed in this whole trying to move, getting caught up on the cloud space, and then AI hits, and SAP is a big company, and we are never talking about them in the context of any AI investments or really anything moving forward as far as helping lead the industry on the AI perspective. And there are companies like Era out there that are very AI centric and very focused on a lot of the areas sort of around the edges of where SAP is playing, and they're being threatened across every sector really. And so I think that this is definitely bad timing for them, and we'll have to see how that plays out as all this develops.